Greg and Bobby, Bobby and Greg, episode 2.
Nice.
Yeah, man. What's up, brother?
Just hanging out.
Yeah. You had a good weekend?
Yeah, I've a lot of work. A lot of work.
Yeah.
I working outside, and the cold really gets to me when I'm outside.
Yeah, I mean, most people would prefer not to work in the cold, but you got a lot going on that you need to work
Yeah.
in the cold right now.
Yeah.
Man.
Well.
Life wins right now.
Yeah, for sure. No, with we're nearing with the house project. We are almost at the point where we can just be inside, and then it'll not be so cold. It's the wind that kills you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people don't think that Williamsburg is notorious for it, but it's notoriously cold in Williamsburg at a certain time of the year. Like it gets really, really cold. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. New house. You know, I grew up in the north, and I didn't see whales until I moved down here in Virginia, and I married my wife, whose family owns property down in the country part of North Carolina, and all of their water is like well water, and I thought it was the wildest thing ever, man. Like, but
Yeah.
that well water gets really cold.
Yeah, I mean
my
it's
God.
it's what we're getting it from like 200 feet
Yeah,
down in the
like,
ground.
It's
And so
cold, man.
my brother-in-law and sister, they're right down the road, and they we each are getting our own well drilled on our property and whatnot. And so they were there. He was there while the guy was digging the well, and they have a big drill, and they were pulling up like seashells were coming up from the dirt that they were pulling up out of the well, and stuff like that. And so he grabbed some, and they were talking about it, and it was the way my sister tells the story is they go up to the well and they're like, oh, like check it out. And the well guy's kind of seen that all the time because that's what he does. Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, it just goes to show that all this was underwater at one point.
Right. Yeah.
And so he's my brother-in-law is like nodding along, and then he's like, yeah, and those shells haven't seen the light of day for billions of years. And he was like, I was with you for everything was covered in water at one point, but when you hit to the like billions of years part, like you lost me, man.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like Noah's flooding the whole earth and all that, but you lost me at the billions of years part.
Yeah, man. So, all right, man. So, I mean, you opened the door here. What is your take on creation? Are you a young Earth creationist, or do you believe? I will even say it like this: are you a old Earth creationist? I won't say that old Earth means that you don't believe in creation either.
Yeah.
Are you a young Earth creationist or a old Earth creationist?
Yeah, I would say I am wholeheartedly a young Earth creationist.
Okay, so are we talking like the 6,000 year Earth, or maybe probably a little bit longer than that, but not billions and billions of years?
Yeah. I mean, like what people have said, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, like throwing those that kind of thing like out there. I'm not gonna like die on any particular hill as like it's 8,000 years and no older.
Yeah.
But I do think I don't see why, as so many as Christians we feel when I see like old Earth, a lot of old Earth creation stuff is trying to just shoehorn like a lot of evolutionary stuff and kind of merge it with the Bible and like biblical teachings. When in my mind, well, first of all, I don't think it's like a salvation issue, right?
Right. Yeah. It's not,
And then second of all, like, why are we like trying so hard to squeeze evolution into like our like religious belief system?
Correct.
When evolution, it's not. Like, there's nothing proven about it. It's called an evolutionary theory for a reason because it hasn't passed. It hasn't passed the testing and everything that it has to go through to become considered. Right? You have an hypothesis, theory, then law. It is not
still a theory.
A scientific law, and it's still a theory. But people talk about it as if it's a law.
Yep.
So that's where
I mean, they teach that to our children in schools as if it is the gospel. They might as well just teach creationism and teach evolution.
Yeah.
The evolutionary theory. I mean, now you have two worldviews. Is this not what school is supposed to give our children the space to think? you know, and give them an argument to base their beliefs off of, right? So I think that they're doing a disservice by not teaching creation and just teaching evolution. I think that's weird. And like you said, it's still a theory. I think most people don't realize that evolution is still a theory. There is no hardcore evidence for evolution, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's like the idea of like, I don't know, no one, like, evolution is a real thing, but like talking like if you're talking microevolution versus
microevolution,
like
macroevolution is that's something completely different. Yeah,
and it's like evolution within a species, right? You have dog breeds, right? No one's debating whether or not that's true, or like the evolution or microevolution between like Darwin and his finches, right? That was kind of one of the things that, started his whole thing. It's like no one's debating. Like I'd say, heck yeah, like that. But that's like microevolution. That's totally different
you
between like
adapting to your surroundings is different than you were once this and now you are completely that. Like,
a wolf
crazy.
to like a poodle is one thing, but like a little blob of nothing into like a human being.
Correct. That's something else. Yeah, absolutely. It's wild, man. How much faith, and this is the crazy part is evolution is a faith. People believe in evolution. A lot of times they think that they're atheistic or Gnostic or something like that, but they actually have faith. They are believing in it's right there.
Where's
behind the,
yeah, sorry. I totally derailed that. I need to start this timer or we're going to just go forever.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
But they think that they're without faith, but they actually have some very strong faith because they stand on that belief wholeheartedly, you know. And so evolution is a religion. It is literally a religion. It has laws. It has things that you should be looking for and abiding by and hoping to see. But it's hard for me to believe in macroevolution as a believer because I believe that God created all things perfectly. And if there is a need for us in creation to change slightly or expand slightly, he's already put that on the inside of us. It's not something that, you know, just came out of left field. Like, you know, it's not something that just one day a fish jumped out of water and then turned into a lizard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then the lizard turned into some sort of hairy mammal, and then that hairy mammal turned into a chimp, and then the chimp turned into a like that's wild to think like that's what people want us to believe. Like crazy.
Well, it's like earlier I said like I don't think it's a salvation issue, but I do think it does present a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Some like when you get into like the old Earth, like trying to have evolution and like create like Christianity occupy the same space, because then you say, okay, well, if like you were saying, it's like, okay, well, that we have the Garden of Eden, and kind of the Bible is kind of like death enters the world after sin, but for evolution to exist, you have to have these
death
millions of years of death and all that stuff
before sin.
And so you have death before humans, and then so it gets way more complicated to have evolution in Christianity and like the Bible in the same space than to just be like, hey, young Earth, it's a thing, but maybe we don't understand it all. And maybe a global flood will kind of skew some numbers or mess with the way that if we are carbon dating or whatever, expecting the Earth has always been the same. The carbon dating, I could be totally off on this, but a lot of the stuff is like
off.
But it's also like if you operate if you're, I don't know, well, I won't go down that rabbit hole, but if you like are dating stuff based off of the climate today, but like, okay, well, a global flood would totally radically change the chemical composition of soil, of everything, and totally everything.
Absolutely.
But there's the other thing when you're talking about like schools and kind of how that's taught as like law and whatever. I mean, it's sad to see. Obviously, like it's all done. Education system is, hey, we're not going to. The reasoning behind it is we're not going to teach Christianity because we don't want religion in the classroom, or we're going to have a neutral teaching. But then I mean, it's very clear that like no religion becomes a religion, like you're saying, like this whole thing. So it's like in the name of keeping religion out of the classroom, it's like no religion then is a religion, and
Yep.
so that is what is kind of ends up dominating, and then so evolution it's just kind of accepted as like a law
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
as a hypothesis or
It
theory
is.
or
It
whatnot.
is the answer to the question, which is intellectually dishonest because by its own existence, it's just a suggestion to an answer. It is not the
Yep.
answer because it's not proven, and so to discount any other potential answers in the classroom does a disservice to actual learning. I mean, if that's the case, put all of it in there. That's fine. That doesn't take away from us doing our job at home, teaching our children,
Yep.
how the Lord created the world. But if they want to throw in there Christians, the Christian view, Christian and Judaism view of the creation, do that. If you want to go in there and teach that one religion thinks that we're on a turtle's back or whatever, do that. But don't just say that evolution is the only way the earth has gotten to where and kids grow up thinking that evolution. So here's a crazy thing. My kid loves dinosaurs. All right, my son. He loves dinosaurs, and for we were on vacation one year, and we were like, "Yo, we're gonna stop at one of these dinosaur places that they have on the side of the side of the road."
Yeah.
But it's like a big one. It's like it's down
Like
right
that
outside of
gas station.
Tampa.
What's that gas station that always has a dinosaur out front? It wasn't that. It was
Yeah, it was
nicer.
it was outside of Tampa. We were driving to Tampa, and we were like, you know what, we're gonna stop. We see it all the time. We drive down here. We see it all the time. We're gonna stop. We're gonna take him. He's gonna love it, right? So like for spring break, so we go, and it's big. Like it's a big walkabout. They have like dino digs. They have all kinds of stuff. And I had just read an article. Because I still love dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff,
Who
man,
doesn't?
And I had just read a scientific article where this dig out in like Montana or something like that, University of whatever, they go out and they do a dig, and they found a Tyrannosaurus Rex foot bone that still had soft tissue matter
Oh, really?
on it. Yeah. Now, if you believe in what the theory of evolution tells us, that it takes that these animals lived millions and millions and millions of years ago, there should be no trace of soft tissue matter on a bone. I mean, like
Well, it
muscle,
shouldn't even be a bone at that point. It's just a fossil.
just a
of
fossil.
The bone.
But they found soft tissue, organic matter with skin on the foot bone. So we go into the little dinosaur exhibit thing, and they have like an on-staff paleontologist there. And it's wild because I could not, I was itching to ask this question, bro. Like, because I wanted to see what he would say. So after the little crowd leaves, he does his little 65 million years ago and blah, blah, blah. And, he goes through all that, So, like, the group goes past, and I was like, hey, Mr. Paleontologist, have you read up on the scientific article that just came out a few months ago about the team up in Montana finding a Tyrannosaurus Rex foot bone that had soft tissue matter still attached to it, and they were able to grab some skin sample, all of that kind of stuff.
Clone
Yeah,
the dinosaur.
Jurassic Park is almost here, man. And he was like, yeah, I think I heard something about that, right? He tried to play it off, and so I was like, I would just like to know, since after about 1 million years or so, you wouldn't be able to grab soft tissue matter or any type of DNA off of any living flesh, anything. How is it possible that they could have found soft tissue matter on this dinosaur bone? And he was like, I got another group coming, man. We can talk about this later. He like just rushed me out of there. And I just say all that to say that I am a firm believer that science proves what's said in the Bible. I believe that people will use science to try to discredit the Bible all the time. And all they wind up doing is proving things that are in the Bible. Like I said, it may not be a salvation issue, but it's great to know that, science has not disproven God. it has not disproven it has not disproven the word that is in Scripture specifically through the Bible. And I so like you, I'm not sure I am a super old Earth, super billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of years. But I'm not like I'm not a 6,000 year young Earth guy either. Like I'm like we can read material written 4,000 years ago. Like it's right there. So I'm sure there was a little bit of extra time other than 6,000 years. But I believe in don't crucify me. I believe that humans and dinosaurs were on the planet at the same time.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like-
What's terrifying, dude? Oh, same. Well, I believe that as well. But like that's like I think it's also kind of sad that that's a crazy statement these days. But
Right.
it's also like
Right.
imagine you're out there hunting with your stick, looking for berries or trying to find a rabbit, and you stumble on. We're not talking like a black bear, not even a grizzly bear, like a T-Rex.
Right.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying, dude. Like, could you imagine that though? Like, I mean, just that is wild, I think that's exactly what happened. I think that I see the craters and stuff, so you can't deny that the Earth has been hit by asteroids or something, right? But I find and this is my opinions. I'm not making scientific facts or anything like that, but I believe science up to a certain point. Like I believe science up until a certain point, and we can't deny craters and impact zones and things like that. But maybe it didn't do exactly what they think it did. Like maybe it did it tore up that local area, but it didn't cause like because I listened to some of the stuff that they say and they're like, the asteroid hit, put a cloud around the world for so many years, everything on the Earth died. And then they're like, except for this little rat that was, you know what I mean? Like, if everything died, everything died. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we still have plants? And there was no sunlight for however many years the dust cloud from the impact. Like, so, I do believe that part of the reason why dinosaurs went extinct is human involvement. I think humans hunted them. I think they hunted them. Have you ever heard of the Inca stones?
No.
Never heard of the Inca stones? Man, you got to look up the Inca stones. So the Inca stones were like carved like in like the 14 and 1500s, man. And people found them. And they are like carvings of stones that have carvings of like depictions of dinosaurs on them. Like people riding them.
Oh yeah.
Like domesticated dinosaurs, bro. Like this is down in like the Amazon, right? Like people are like hunting them. There's like a dude with a spear, like killing a T-Rex or something. Like there's even depictions of like dinosaurs eating the humans. Like there's a human in the stomach of one of the dinosaurs, and so like we see these things across the world, but yet it's amazing to me that we will allow the status quo to blind us to what our eyes see. If you went on an expedition and found a stone buried under whatever or in a cave somewhere, and it had depictions of what you know to be nowadays, because dinosaur is a newer word, but a dragon, right? Dinosaur dragon, and you're like, oh crap, and then somebody say, well, dinosaurs died 65 million years ago. Well, this rock obviously was here. Somebody saw something that looked like a dinosaur, dog.
Yeah.
You see it all over the world. There's carvings of them in India.
Yeah, well, and that's like if people in India are carving them, and if people in South America are drawing them,
And these are just hundreds of years ago, not even thousands of years ago.
And those people aren't talking to each other, but if independently they've come up with this same rough depiction of something that looks like a dinosaur, it's like, sure, it is a chance that they each have their own ideas and they come up with their own thing, but with it out.
I mean,
because they didn't. It's not like they were excavating or
right. Yeah, they
or
weren't
whatever.
looking
But
for
it's all
fossils.
yeah. What's also crazy, is the idea of. I mean, you mentioned the soft tissue on the like T-Rex bone, right?
Yeah.
But like, as a whole, like we don't get like internal organs and
Right.
like we don't get that makeup from fossils and
Correct.
bones and stuff.
Correct.
So the reality of something that like breathed fire, right? We don't. That's not conveyed. All we get is like whatever, all these pieces and stuff like that. So we don't know. There could have been fire breathing
Absolutely.
dinosaur, and we like
Absolutely.
but that's not something that's conveyed through bones. Is like because you wouldn't know that.
Correct.
And also, which that just is also terrifying and blows my mind.
I mean, there is a beetle that basically spews fire. Like it has a chemical makeup where it can like spew like hot
Acid?
liquid at its, something attacking
Yeah, yeah.
it, and it burns. Like it burns. So
That's the one that like shoots it out of it. But it's
yeah,
butt,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Like so, if a bug can do that, why
Yeah,
not?
dude. But have you seen the? I wish I knew the study, but people like they give like chicken bones or something to like these people, and they're like, "Oh, look at this," as like an exercise. I'm gonna look it up. They give like chicken bones to people and like, "Oh, reconstruct this fossil," and they come
okay.
up with like some velociraptor, like crazy looking thing, and they're like, "Yeah, no, it's chicken bones.
just a
You just
chicken."
did a really bad job of like putting the bones together to illustrate that like there's so many."
Yeah.
If you find a bunch of like bones, it's so difficult to determine this is how it actually went together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
That's why I am more nowadays. I do agree with the scientists when they say that some dinosaurs probably look more like birds. I believe that. Like I look
so
at
sad though.
yeah. I mean that it kind of takes the mystique away from them. But I mean,
Yeah.
I've what is it what is it called, the ossuary, the bird, that blue
Yeah.
bird ossuary. That's a velociraptor, man. Like that thing is scary, man. I walked up on one at the zoo, man. It was like looking me dead in my face, and I was like, yeah, it could kill me. It could definitely kill me, man. Like so. I mean, but I do also think that if that's the case, that means other dinosaurs were more like cattle.
Yeah.
Where they say like a triceratops was more about the size of an ox than how giant that we think they were, So then we can look at it and say, well, if this was just cattle of the field, like beast of the field, like it says in Genesis, then okay, they were able to be tamed.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to be herded. They were able to be hunted. If we look at dinosaurs in that way. Just saying. I don't know what you do with the long neck ones, though.
You use them to get to high places.
I mean, could the Flintstones
Well, I mean, look
have
at
gotten
that.
it right?
Okay, so the only reason we don't like an alligator is this just a dinosaur that survived and
Yeah,
then
pretty
this
much.
hasn't extinct. And you look at like giraffes.
Yeah.
Like we have some weird. You talking to that beetle? We got the platypus. We have so many weird animals now
Absolutely.
that if like a platypus was extinct,
You wouldn't know what it is.
it's like, bro,
You
what
wouldn't
the
know
heck?
what that thing is, bro.
Yeah,
Because it
wild.
has a duck bill, webbed feet, but has like a beaver's body, like a beaver tail, but it lays eggs. Like that's the weirdest. I think that platypus are leftovers from Nephilim. I think the Nephilim created platypus. Man, they are
okay.
they are a perverse creation because there's no way platypus should exist, bro. Like that is the weirdest thing ever, bro. And they're venomous. Did you know they're venomous?
They're on their claws.
On their
right?
their back claw, they're venomous. So they're a venomous, beaked, web-footed, beaver-tailed, egg-laying mammal. That can, yeah, that's weird. That is weird, bro.
I can't find.
Don't
it.
put
I
that
don't
one
know.
on my Lord and Savior. Don't put that one on God. That is.
I might have just made that thing up about people reconstructing.
No, you didn't make it up.
I can't
I'm
find
familiar
it.
with it. No, because I mean, people do that all the time with like, how will people 2,000 years from now who find the bones of a hippopotamus put that? What would they make
Yeah.
that look like? It
Well,
would look like a
also,
monster.
You see, like,
You
what
know.
if you're excavating and you find, some bones of hippopotamus, some from an elephant, and some
Yeah.
from a giraffe that kind of all got swirled around in the river and mud or whatever, and then you have a friggin' 100-foot tall hippopotamus
Right.
with the hippopotamus, like a giraffe with like big ears, like well, ears wouldn't anyway. Well, you have some sort of like hybrid of a
Yeah.
hippo with a long neck on.
Yeah. Because I mean, think about it. The you wouldn't there wouldn't be like a trunk.
Yeah.
And like
You
when they
just have
find
the tusks.
Yeah,
Right?
they'll have the tusk but no trunk. So you'll have a tusked animal with no trunk. So the fossils of elephant will look really, really different. But somehow, some way, up in Siberia, there are actual frozen mammoths.
Yeah.
So it's not just like you found some bones. You actually can say, oh, this is what it actually looked like, because we actually found an actual mammoth that was frozen
Yeah.
for however many hundreds or thousands of years, right? It's wild. But we can't do that for everything. What if we find a frozen T-Rex one day? Now that will be boss, because if it looks like a chicken, bro, I'm gonna be so mad.
Have you seen my sister has chickens, and have you ever seen a chicken when it's like in the like adolescent phase between the fluffy like yellow chick into like a full grown chicken?
Yeah.
They are dinosaurs, dude.
They are definitely
look
dinosaurs.
like dinosaurs.
Like when scientists started saying that, like, I didn't have an argument about the chickens, right? Because every depiction of like a T-Rex or something looks their feet. The feet is what won me over. It always looks like a chicken foot.
Yeah.
Like it always looks like a chicken foot. So I'm just like, I have no problem thinking that the big 2-foot bipedal dinosaurs were like big ostriches. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the little arms. Like, what if the little arms are wings? Like, what if they're not actually little arms? Like, but they would like they had cartilage and stuff that that makes more sense to me. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. Like that never sat well with me. Like, how would it get
The
up?
T-Rex arms.
Yeah, the T-Rex arms. That
what-
never sat well with me, even as a kid, because I'm just like, what if it falls?
Oh, for real. Okay, so how do you riddle me this? In the evolutionary
Somehow, guys, we're still talking about the Bible. I don't know how, but it's all in there.
in an evolutionary world where it's survival of the fittest, and I know, sure, T-Rex is extinct now, but if the whole premise of evolution is, whoever's the most fit or, rises to the top, how do you get an apex predator that has two shriveled up, deformed arms? Right. Just imagine a T-Rex with like jacked, like huge arms. Now that makes sense that it would make it to the top, but like, how could it get so high up in an evolutionary world if half of its limbs are just useless and deformed?
Yeah, I don't think you would. I don't think you would.
And the other question is, how does a T-Rex put a fitted sheet on a bed? If I can barely do it with two functioning arms,
Oh man, no, I agree. I agree with you, man. Because there's no way. I mean that anything could kill it. I mean, yeah, it has a big mouth, it has sharp feet, but with arms that small, just lifting its 1 foot off the ground to kick something would send it off balance. So I don't think we've gotten the arms right. I think they were probably more like wings, and if they were wings and they're
That's
like
even more terrifying.
And the thing about bird wings are sometimes like they don't get fossilized because of how hollow
They're hollow. Yeah, bird
they are.
wings
So
are hollow.
what if that part of the T-Rex is just always lost because it's brittle? It's super brittle. Like, it doesn't fossilize. So I'm just saying,
Just saying.
They're telling us they had feathers, so why not wings?
Yeah.
They don't look like an ostrich, long neck. They could be. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
dude. Yeah, dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
when I was in college, have you seen the movie The Good Dinosaur?
yes.
Okay, when I
Awesome
came,
movie.
yeah,
This is
and
not
that's-
sponsored though. Great
Yeah,
movie.
not sponsored. Is that a Pixar?
It is a Pixar movie.
Okay, that movie has really kind of fell under the radar and has like it's kind of just fallen into obscurity.
Yeah.
It came out when I was in college, I think.
Were you in college when it came out?
Yeah.
Was it
You were
college?
probably like
high school?
being an adult
More
somewhere.
like high school. You went to the movies to go see it.
No. It's more pathetic than that. No. Okay, I stand corrected. I went to see I went to go see Good Dinosaur at the Dollar Movie Theater with one of my roommates. I'm misremembering this. I'm totally. And we went and we were like, yeah, that's kind of lame. But then I went. We went again to the.
You went back?
Well, we didn't go see Good Dinosaur. We went to go. One of my other roommates and I. We went to go see Inside Out. And bro, we were like wrecked. We were like two. We were both like two 22-year-old like dudes going to see an animated movie, and we were bawling in the theater.
Hey, yo, that's crazy.
Because I was gonna say started that story out, but
Don't tell that story
I went
anymore.
to go see The Good Dinosaur and cried, but then I remembered I went.
It was Inside Out.
It was Inside Out.
I mean, Inside Out 2 almost made me cry a little bit, man. Like I felt
Dude,
like
it's when Bing Bong dies, bro.
dude, man, that was a heart. That was a heart
Felt
puller
that.
right there.
Coming from someone who I still have my Pooh Bear in the shoebox from when I was a child. That cuts deep. No, actually, my son, he has a Pooh Bear.
Is it the same one you had?
No, it's
a
not the
different
same one. But my Pooh Bear isn't really like a big thing these days. But because I was like so obsessed with Pooh when I was like a 5-year-old or whatever,
Yeah.
or apparently now because I still have it. My mom took it upon herself to like do a bunch of like Pooh things for our kids when they were born, and so one of our middle latched on to a Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. We've avoided it with 2 of our kids, but the kid with the Pooh Bear, middle one, he'll just lose it if he doesn't have it when it's come to sleeping. But our oldest and our youngest, they have their specials. I'm not like no special things, kids, and like whatever. They have their special blankets, but our 2 of our kids, if they don't have their special blanket, they will like fuss a bit, but they're fine and they'll get over it and go to bed just fine. But our middle, if he doesn't have his Pooh Bear, it'll be like he'll just scream until he falls asleep.
Wow. I think my oldest was the only one that was kind of attached to a stuffed animal, but she kind of outgrew that in elementary school. Like once she got to elementary school, like I think I won a like wolf or something at the Kings Dominion or something like that, and she would like sleep with it, and she would tuck it in and stuff, and But once she got to like elementary school hardcore, Wolfie just took a back seat, So my other kids didn't really. Yeah, my other 2, I don't think they really kind of went through that phase at all.
It can be so. Like if you like, did any of your kids suck their fingers?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So our oldest doesn't, and the other 2 do.
Okay.
It's like a battle.
It's maddening. Yeah.
It's bad. I mean, it's bad for their teeth development and all that stuff.
Put their finger in some hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then let them suck their finger. Don't stop.
There's so
That's
many
old school parenting, people.
Yeah. There's so many things like that. Well, okay, you brought spicy things up. So I've made it a mission. So I grew up in a household where it was like classic, like white people food.
Yeah.
Like our taco night was like Tostitos, like mild salsa, and that was spicy. And you know the memes. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I have no idea.
So I grew up like that. Very, not a lot of spicy food. So I couldn't eat like anything spicy. And the older I got, the more I realized that there's so much food I couldn't enjoy, like curry and all the, I went to India and that like blew my mind. As far as like all the food out there, all Thai and you're talking anything, all the Central America stuff. There's so much stuff out there that you can't enjoy if you can't like tolerate a little bit of a spiciness.
Yeah.
So, we eat like a lot. We don't eat like I put like a extra spicy stuff. My wife will make curry and it'll be like there's spice, but I wouldn't say it's spicy, and then I put extra on there. Okay. So, but my kids anyway. All that to say, they like will eat jalapenos.
Oh, really?
Like they can't do it like on their if they have like jalapeno with some sour cream,
Yeah.
they'll like
They'll
eat
do
it and they'll like
That's
love it.
pretty good.
And it's definitely something that I mean, my youngest, he'll just like eat a spoonful of sriracha without thinking about it because he's 3. But if he wants me, he has like a chip and he wants me to put like I have to put like a dab of sriracha on it and he eats it and then puts another dab and after like 3 dabs he's like, I'm done, I can't do this anymore. But he like but if I mean, since they're kids, they'll just eat it way too fast and then it compounds or whatever. So we have to like hold them back. But I don't know. Being able to tolerate a little bit of spice is definitely it's a valuable skill to have. That is underrated, I think.
Yeah. So let me tell you how our buddy Joe reset my taste buds, because I didn't like I was good with like my level of spice until about a year ago was hot sauce. You know, I'll leave it there. Hot sauce, right? You know, spicier than normal, but not super. Like nobody's like wincing at hot sauce, right? And I didn't really like spice because I like to enjoy my food, like, you know. So we're on this trip down in Trinidad, Tobago, and they have this food down there called doubles. And
doubles,
doubles,
like 2.
Well, it's like 2, but it's like pita bread, and then they put all the stuff on top of it, and you just kind of slop it up like you. I don't get me the line. And so I had my first round of it without. I think I only had like maybe roasted chilies or something. Like you know, it was what they make hot sauce out of, chili peppers, right? And then so Joe comes up and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you some seconds. You want some more?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll get some more." He was like, "All right, cool." Unbeknownst to me, he goes and tells them to put the Trinidad's like scorpion peppers or whatever on it, right? And so I'm eating it, and all of a sudden, like my face starts swelling up, like my whole face is on fire, eyes are starting to pucker, tears are dropping, and the only drink they have is Coca-Cola. Like, so you're drinking this acid on top of
the carbonation.
Yeah,
like
man.
burning.
Like I mean, like yo, I am dying here. Like throat is swelling. We get back to the hotel, man. I'm just like, I'm going in for the night or whatnot. I just kind of like pass out from the pain. I wake up the next day, and you know what happened. Right? It burned going in, and you know, and so we get back from the trip a couple of days later, and after I recover, my mouth recovers and everything like that, we go to Chipotle for lunch. And you know, usually I'm like, you know, fajita vegetables and the roasted corn, that's a little spice. It gives a little bit of heat to it. Like, and I'm sitting there eating the Chipotle and I'm looking at everybody around the table like, yo, y'all food don't got no flavor in it today. And they're like, man, this is so good. Nah, man. I'm like, yo, this jank tastes like nothing. And they're like, man, something wrong with your taste buds, bro. And it was at that moment I realized that I needed a higher level of spice to enjoy food now. So I literally like almost have to put some type of spice on everything that I eat to enjoy it or to taste it, because like my taste buds got obliterated, and like completely you know, when you can't taste Chipotle. So now I'll get like their hottest sauces and stuff, and I'm still like, all right, well, you know, but you know, of course, you know, over time it kind of cooled down a little bit, but like I can eat it. Like our intern made chicken the other day before he left his last day, and he put scorpion peppers in it, and I was just eating it like it was good. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed it. So, but yeah, that's how my taste buds got reset to spice level maximum.
Dang, that's legit.
And I paid for that though. I paid for that. You know?
Yeah, definitely not. You wouldn't recommend that.
I would not recommend that for anybody. But if you want to have a higher spice level, just go ahead and go to the max. Like, your body will take it. Like, you'll live.
Well, it'll take it to a certain point. It'll take it to a certain point, and then it's
yeah. So, but yeah, I feel you on the spice thing, because I mean I like spice, but it didn't. I would say I like spice, but it didn't like me. Now it's almost like a necessity for me to have some type of spice.
There you
all
go.
the time. Yeah, man.
There you go. You heard it here first. Dinosaurs and people existed at the same time, and eat spicy food.
Eat spicy food. You want to enjoy your life, eat spicy food. Yes. Yeah, man.
Well, that's it.
That's it, brother. Enjoyed you.